So you had like an iced coffee?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, it's iced coffee. It's from the place I always go to.
Ew!
You
That
need
place?
to take me there, Scott.
Come to the States. You know, just across the pond. So so
The
let's
ocean.
well, that's I don't know. I guess it's a British term. I know that from movies.
It is a term, yeah. Do you guys not have that term?
No, we do.
We don't call the Atlantic Ocean the pond.
Well, yes, but obviously you would. I mean, come on, stiff upper lip and all that,
Of course.
chaps.
Zip up a lip and all that. Yes, of course. So
It's not literal.
are you sure about that? I feel like I sound more like you right now. So combat ends. You come walking in. You more or less missed the action.
Cool.
Some of you guys are a little fucked up. How you doing?
Tal's gonna go and pick up his crossbow bolt.
I'm doing great.
So,
Is there any residue left?
Residue?
Excuse me?
We got
Do you want me to get the
It's
black light
fine.
out?
I don't think they
I'm
have
just
black lights
asking.
in this universe,
I
man.
can literally detect ethereal stuff. Is there anything left behind by the ghost?
Pleasant.
Oh! You mean like my apologies. Yes, but very quickly fading into the ether. You know what I mean? So if you want, you can try to go over and they can't see what you're doing because it's literally invisible. They can see you go over and trying to scoop this stuff up. It's going to be an Arcana check for you to do so.
I would happily.
Scott, what do I roll to recover missing?
Ah,
Unfortunately, you can't get it inside of a enough inside of a sealed container quick enough to be worth noting. It's literally, it's one of those like, I might as well just leave it uncorked and let the last millidrop disappear because millidrop's the measurement. What was your question, Neil?
Okay, we discussed it once, right when I first started playing. What do I roll to recover my single crossbow bolt?
Technically speaking, if bolts hit, they're destroyed. If they miss, they can be recovered at a 50-50 ratio, just kind of like you get
Okay, cool.
half.
Okay,
But I mean, honestly, you hit a bit of ethereal light. I'll literally let you pick it up and put it back. That's fine. You know,
Thank
No,
you.
it's ruined.
forever. It's some hard light.
where's Jim?
That's some hard light.
So there you guys are, and you come walking in low to seeing like all this or whatever, and it's when this happens that everybody, kind of like you feel like there's a bit of like there's a break in the tension. Does anybody do anything? Because like you are hurt.
Tal like reaches towards his back where like this thing zapped him and he like daintily touch it and it's like am I what, how does it look Bran?
Oh, it's fine. It's a bit of a scorch.
Uh,
Maybe some.
It doesn't
You'll be
feel
fine.
fine.
Man, you guys are weird. I love it.
I think I'm gonna drink my white Raffords.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. There's a boy with his brain on him.
I can't drink that, he'd kill me.
What?
Oh,
What is
God.
this potion heresy?
Can we clean it? Maybe, but well, I lost my voice through there. Can we clean it? Maybe put a little bit of like a bandage.
I could put a bandage on it, some disinfectant, make sure.
We're,
it
we're,
doesn't, you know.
we're in a swamp. Please.
Don't worry, I'll take care of you. Might be a good idea to set up a camp here for the night, so we can continue to investigate the area.
I think
When does it strike next?
it would be good to have a break. And he comes away like from his back, and his hands like got like this mix of like semi-congealed blood and a bit of soot, and it would be good to have a break and get ready for when the fog rolls out. We don't
Funny, literally almost as it was timed when the fog rolls out. He says that as you start to see fog eeping up through the floorboards.
Tal just goes, "Oh fuck."
See, I told you the ghost wasn't worth our time.
Well, what did you
Bastian.
discover?
Yeah, what did you discover up
A
there?
nice roof that made me a little sick. Honestly, a little motion sick. I think.
Yeah, the wind was good up there. That's great.
It's like the rocking of a boat. Like
It I don't really like heights.
right.
And
So
you offered to climb up on the roof.
Well,
Why
I'm good
then?
at it. I'm good at
can
it.
I? Tao's gonna light a torch and plant it through a floorboard into the middle of the room.
Okay.
Keep it lit.
While you're doing that, because you're like you planted in, like you said, roll me a perception check. They're having a conversation and going about their things. One of them's just like, "Ooh, that white Rafford's went a little stale." So yeah, you planted in there. I lit up the room just to make sure it stays lit inside here. But the fog's rolling up pretty thick.
I've been watching my Darkest Dungeon. You need to keep those torches burning brightly.
Like a burning star, the torch is lit.
So maybe it would be a good idea to fortify this position for a moment.
Yeah.
He says,
you
loading
hear-
another crossbow bolt.
You hear like a guttural kind of like.
All right, I'm drinking my thunderbolt.
I'm gonna
As you start to hear like scraping and walking happening from downstairs, making its way across the building. It sounds like whatever was down there is it probably isn't going upstairs. It's probably going outside the part of the building where the wall was bashed off, going out and then making its way up there.
Can we look through, this place is fairly dilapidated. Can we look through? Can we see?
You don't see it yet, you know what I mean, because it's making its way over there.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna
honestly,
start.
If it, assuming it knows exactly where you are, it's going to be here in moments.
Am I able to drink my thunderbolt as well?
Absolutely. Yep. You guys, if we had to put this in mechanical terms, you've probably got 2 or 3 rounds before this thing gets here.
Okay.
Bastian,
not-
can you and Louis set up a perimeter while I tend to Talabas real quick?
I was going to say
Oh.
thanks, mate.
you want me to what?
Set up a perimeter. Go with Bastian.
Yep.
Set up a perimeter.
Yes, I need to tend to his wound real
Be
quick.
prepared to protect them and fight with me.
Okay. With the Witcher. All right.
Yes.
Yes, go.
And I follow.
As soon as he's out of sight, I put a bandage over Tal's wound, and then I second level cure wounds it.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. So let's stick to the blood first. Heal 13. That's
Should
good.
Should I manually change my strength to 21 temporarily?
Yes, exactly that. Just always remember what your strength is. I think I said beforehand, write it down somewhere on your character sheet so you don't forget.
I've got it on a notepad. It's 14.
Perfect.
Thanks, Bren. I'm sure that healing works better ever since I drank your blood.
Yeah,
That's
who
not
knows?
creepy.
It just might.
Ever since I drank your blood, I felt so connected to you.
It's a little weird.
You like it?
I like it weird. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not true.
It's basically confirmed.
It's not true. Hold on,
You've seen the characters that Scott's played. He likes it weird.
Where is? There you are.
Ooh, yeah.
He is kinky as fuck.
Okay.
He played an oxygen deprivated ex-slave.
What?
He had a low intelligence because he'd suffered from oxygen
I'm also going to
deprivation.
recharge my signs that I expended.
Yep. Okay. And you have enough time to do that, so you can spend 2 recharges to get both of those back.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Definitely can do that. Awesome. So that's that is so more or less. Like I said, you have a couple of rounds. The 2 of you guys are making your way over. So you kind of you quickly drink that other potion while you go over to that spot where you can kind of look down the hall and see where it is that this creature will be making its way out from under. Where the wall was knocked down and making its way out there. So you dart over there, popping the thing off, drinking it, throwing it on the ground, getting your sword ready. And once you stand there, you kind of brace yourself, one hand on your sword, one hand on the wall, and you concentrate and just really focus your powers back together, reactivating those 2 signs for yourself. The ranger also swiftly makes his way over across the, obviously being being careful because of how these floorboards are, making your way over to the door, the area where you can see through where the wall was knocked down, and trying to keep a keen eye over there. Not distracted by recharging your powers, but just once again looking carefully. And no abilities you can activate, right? Any spells you want to put on yourself? I don't think you have anything, do you? Nope. Okay, cool.
Magic.
So, no, just seeing if they have any class features that could be activated. I don't think so. All right, cool. And then that is on the inside. You cast that one spell on his back. Do the two of you do anything else?
I'll then make my way to the others.
Yeah, I think we should make our way out to reinforce them.
Now, as a reminder to you, Bran, because maybe you, Rick, don't remember this. If you wanted to, you could burn another first level healing spell to heal up his character more. And because you are level 6, you have 6 sorcery points. You can turn those into spell slots. So you could get your spells back that you expended.
But he's now in good enough fighting shape that I feel like, it's going to be fine.
That's perfectly fine.
If he's in worse shape, I'll send to him again afterwards.
Because I don't think I've ever seen
over it, and then whoof.
I don't think I've ever seen you gain more spell slots. That's why I was just bringing them
I haven't really needed them so far. That's the point.
No.
Not just yet. But I kind of get the feeling with Scott mentioning that this is going to be a bit grueling.
No. Just I know he never really does it. He was being conservative with his healing, which he usually isn't. So I was like, since that was a little out of character, that just reminded
Well,
me.
we've got a new boy with us who doesn't know I'm a mage.
No.
I'm going to be conservative with my healing.
You're
I
good.
feel
You're
like
being
he's
careful.
about to find out very shortly.
Yeah. So, anyways, so this is what
like-
happens. I want the two of you guys. One's distracted meditating, the other one's not. So I'm gonna have one of you guys roll. This is Bastion. Perception with disadvantage. The other one normal. The other one being messy. Low.
I think I did all right.
Yeah, you did. So the way it works is Bastion. You're concentrating so hard. You actually don't even see the creature coming out. You know what I mean? You just are just concentrating. You like looking over, looking back, looking up, concentrating. You don't see the creature coming out.
Obviously, it's got to
Do
be
I
some form of
hear
lower
it?
vampire.
But do I hear
If
it?
it's got claws and it sucks blood.
You do not. You do hear it making its way over in that direction. Messy. This is what you see. You see the creature does make its way over to that direction and it peers its head up and it looks back and it looks at you, looking at it. And there's this moment of recognition, almost like an intelligence in its eyes as it sees you seeing it. But this thing's head is not small. This thing's head is maybe about the size of your chest, a little bit smaller than that. Like it is not a small creature by any stretch. And you're like, oh shit, the fuck did I get myself into? And then its head, like as it peers up and looks like across the floorboards, only maybe its nose and above like revealed, its head ducks back under. And then for half a moment, Bastion, you hear 1.5 footsteps going back towards the direction where it came from, which is like kind of like underneath where you guys are. But then those footsteps stop entirely.
Stop moving.
At this point in time, the two of them finish like healing up and whatnot. You guys are in that big open room, the torch in the center of it. The fog was ever so slightly rising up. It had risen to the point where it was like touching like the top of the torch. So it's not affecting the torch by any stretch. The whole room is still very well lit.
I'm going to very quietly get to my feet, or maybe in a crouch, and just try to slowly, quietly move just far enough away from that spot where I was that it won't know where I am.
Okay, smart. You're afraid it's gonna be like,
I'm very afraid of
That's exactly what I'm terrified of.
cracking tactic.
and at the same time, I'm gonna have my bow drawn ready.
Scott, for
You need me to roll stealth? Should I roll stealth?
Yes, please and thank you. Go ahead, Bastion.
for Yurden, if I were to cast the one that makes non-magical items work on it, like when it comes in here, if I put it like right on it, would it have to walk into it, or would it be fine just casting it?
So fun fact, that is a 10-foot radius? Is that, or 10-foot diameter? Well, how big is that? Cast the spell one more time.
Let me
Throw it in chat really quickly, because fun little
I had
feature
this
about
problem too with it.
monsters normally, so it's a 10-foot diameter, which means
and
more or
it's
less
just
if you're
within
looking
the
at
area.
a grid, if you're looking at a grid, it's like 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Right.
So the cool thing about that is if you're fighting 4 small creatures, they can all fit inside there. But the cool
Right.
thing about a large creature is that you only need that to touch one of its squares. So a large creature is 4 squares. It does not have to be locked in the center of that, right? It could have only one of the 4 squares, and because of the size of the room, and because I'm telling you right now that you can tell by the size of its head, the size of this creature is large sized. If you put this slap dab in the center of the room, if you assume the size of the room is about 6, so hold on, let me just make sure I do this right, because it's about 40 feet by 40 feet. No, because it's ginormous.
That's huge.
It's
Holy
about,
shit.
It's about 30 feet by 30 feet, which is 6 squares each way. So if you put it slap dab in the center, even if it was on the far edge, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would actually be inside of it, literally anywhere in the room. And that's like that's like some big boy smart thinking right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the room. If assuming the room is larger than that, I'm gonna put it closer to the entrance it would be coming through.
No. You're smart in putting it in the center. You're good.
Okay.
So
Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
You see, you get your spells back, everything comes back, so on and so forth. You saw the half elf kind of creeps back, crouches down low, takes the arrow completely out of the quiver and knocks it, and starts getting ready to kind of like draw the bow, and it's just like glancing around, but also clearly looking down at the grounds too. Yes.
I'm gonna before I grab the arrow, I'm just gonna look at everyone and be like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like everyone, shush, and then put it on, and that'll be my my thieves' cant. That'll just be one of them that I have for shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Unless that's 2. Is that 2?
None of us understand thieves' cant.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you
So
can only use that
that's
to communicate
yeah.
with people who understand it.
So what I was talking to Messi about is that he'll eventually be able to teach you guys some tricks and whatnot, but in the meanwhile, it does not apply.
So I'll like scratch my chin. Will be quiet, but no one's gonna understand it. I'm still gonna do it for the sake of our...
he's just starting to kind of get his own like encyclopedia, dictionary, whatever ready. So you scratching the chin, being quiet, cool. So you guys are getting prepared, crouched down, going over to the center of the room slowly, getting your sign ready, putting that there, starting to back off. What do the other two do for this, like, I suppose, last round?
I make sure I stand behind Louis.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
So
I
we
cast
we
Mage.
want to.
Louis like in a corner, so Louis is actually taking up the whole room.
Whoa.
Like he's scouting the whole room.
I would cast it before coming in the room then.
You've never left the room. He was just kind of distracted before. What you could say is more or less as he's starting to back into that corner, you quickly see you're running out of time for you to cast spells, and so you cast Mage Armor to get it up.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Detect Magic only lasts for a minute, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I can cast it at will, so I could just keep it up.
No, but I mean, like, so by this time it would have worn off. If you want to get it up again, you're gonna have to like do so, which is, it's not like
Takes a little bit of time to get it up.
Its duration up to 10 minutes takes 1 action. I can cast it at will, so I don't think it even takes an action or a slot.
It does take an action. It does not take a slot. I gotta fix it on your character sheet because it did take a slot there, which it shouldn't have. Where are you, Bran?
I mean, I just cast it because to put it in chat.
No, you're fine. There's a cool way of fixing that, which I saw that you corrected it there.
Is that a spell
You
slot?
actually just do at will,
Is my Quen still up?
and then that actually takes care of the problem.
Oh
So if you
yeah,
can't-
the innate thing, right?
Yep. You're that would be because that was only less than a minute ago.
Okay. Yeah, because I have it for an hour.
Oh yeah. So that was less than a minute ago.
Can Tal
Or
obviously
about a minute ago, I should say. What?
Yeah.
Tal obviously has his crossbow loaded, and will just prepare a reaction that if that boy does pop up through the floor, as is a little bit terrifying, he will take a shot.
Okay. So what I'm gonna need from you, Rick, because obviously you're recasting Detect Magic, but you're trying to do so in a discreet way. After he's already kind of like taking in, roll for me a sleight of hand or deception check.
I spend a sorcery
or
point.
you do that. Never
I
mind.
do it subtly.
Okay, so you spend a sorcery point. He does not know that you're doing it. That's a good thing that you just did that. And this is why. Immediately after all this is done, you kind of like get that up and going. Everybody's kind of like getting their spot. One's crouched in the corner with the knocking ready. One has the crossbow ready, kind of like looking out, also prepared. One is standing almost in the middle of the room. Now he's like standing with his back against the wall, sword at the ready, waiting for where it's going to be coming in. And the final one just literally kind of like goes off to the side, kind of like slinking to his own like safe spot. Everybody's kind of spread out to a degree, you know what I mean? Within the room, taking up 75%, like spread out. Like there's one corner that nobody's anywhere near. Gets his thing, and he's kind of like allowing his vision once again to adjust. When all of a sudden you see the small amount of fog that was in the floor, just barely rising up before, erupts upwards. There's a huge amount of fog that immediately comes up from the floorboards, and fills up the room.
Fuck.
Instantly, you see the entire room is filled with magic, as this fog comes ripping up through the floorboards. Before we do anything else, could everybody roll me initiative?
Oh boy.
I could, but I'm not going to. No.
Yeah, I refuse.
Rip Bran.
I'll see you guys later.
Oh, hey, 26.
Hey, natty 20.
We got a natty 20.
Let's go.
That is fucking amazing, and we're gonna get to
first
why in a
combat.
second. Hold on, 1 second.
So much math about to happen.
No, I just gotta. Where's my initiative? There it is. I'm like,
I
where's
love,
my initiative?
like,
This guy?
The new character gets like a good roll.
Yeah, it's a good intro.
Especially on something
Yeah.
like initiative.
Okay.
If we just generate a new character every week, one of us will perform well.
That's how we cheat the system. Just kill a character every episode.
All right, so you get to go first. You get double action, as we've talked about 100 times beforehand.
Woohoo!
Funny thing about that is as the room fills up with that fog, as it comes ripping upwards and everything, it starts to fill the room with like this magical foggy stuff. It is not completely encompassed to everybody in that fog yet. You can see it coming up. One of you can see that it's magic and coming up. One of you, your medallion is vibrating like a fucking motherfucker. However, once again, just having Bran around just always kind of throws it off by a bit. You still don't hear anything down there, though. You don't hear anyone down there. Whereas before you heard it like making its movements or whatever. What do you do with your turn, sir? Because you have no target presented before you.
It can materialize out of mist. It's made of mist. It's a mist monster.
Hey, what? What are you doing?
Nothing. I was just looking at your character sheet real quick.
Why are you looking at my character
It
sheet?
bothers me that when two people look at the same character sheet, it clicks around on the person.
Oh yeah.
It's so fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I need to look at something. Why are you being annoying?
I guess. I mean, I don't have a target, right? So that's fun.
You can set up a double reaction trigger.
That's true. You can.
Could I?
4 shots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have extra attack, so I can only do 2 shots.
Oh, baby.
So, okay, there you go. You're going to set up a double reaction trigger because there's nothing to do at the moment. There's no target
Yeah,
presenting
that's
itself.
it. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, Tal, it's your turn. With your 23.
So,
You're so mean. roll initiative. You can't see anything.
wait, let me see.
I'm not the one spending 45 minutes to decide to do nothing.
Well, I was actually thinking I can light a torch and chuck it into the center of the room.
Isn't there already a torch?
Yeah, there already is a torch in the center of the room.
Are we still in that room? I thought we were in a
Yes!
different room.
No. This has
Yeah.
been the same room the whole time. You've never left this room. Aside from that one time where one of you stepped through a doorway for a second and then stepped back
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same room.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, in that case, I will keep my reaction
Okay.
and wait and hold my breath.
Bastion, what do you do on your turn? You have
Down.
Ken up. You have Uridan up.
This might sound a little bit crazy.
But hit
No.
my number. Call me
My
maybe.
action. I'm gonna hold my action to attack it when I am aware of it being near me. It's in the room.
It's the creature's turn. All of a sudden, that fog fucking billows upwards like crazy. The whole room gets filled with fog. But here's the craziest part of it all. As that room gets filled with fog, you see lots of movements in that fog. Lots of movements. You don't know if there's one or if there's 5. You don't know if there's 6 creatures in that. You don't know. But the whole room fucking fills with fog. Each one of you can feel it just like impending on you. The entire room gets filled with heavy, heavy obscuring? I just want to make sure.
It becomes heavily obscured.
Heavily obscured. Yep, heavily obscured. Which means that not
effectively blind.
Effectively blind. But the way that I like to do 3.5 on this, in 3.5 you could still see 5 feet around you, and then you were anything beyond that was actually blinded. So because in fog you can see in front of you a short degree, but then it just is gone. So it's one of those you can see like the edges of your fingertips, but if you held a sword blade out, you wouldn't see the edge of the blade. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
As the whole room fucking fills with fog, and that fog is freaky. But, everybody roll me... Oh, no, hold on. Who are in my corners? My archers are in the corners. Bastion is not in a corner. He's, like, kind of somewhat in the middle of the room. Not the center, but the middle of the room.
I'd be, like, back pressed against the wall at the entrance of where it came in, basically.
It hasn't come in anywhere yet.
Well,
So-
where it would have come in, like, where
Yeah. So Bastion, roll me a perception check with disadvantage. And what's your name? Bran, roll me a perception check normally.
Yay!
Hey, how's my hearing?
Hear nothing. You hear them breathing.
Hey!
You hear Tal nervously fart,
Tal's holding his breath. You don't hear him breathing.
but he heard you nervously fart.
I hear
Well,
everything,
you know.
all right?
Come on.
I
Come
hear
on.
your
You
cry.
gotta forgive a man on the eve of battle.
It's from holding that breath. Okay, so, Bran, you notice, and no matter what it is you say next, I'm going to say that's going to be how it is that Bastion notices as well. You notice, because you can detect magic, that the whole room fills up with this magical fog. Fills up with it. But more important than that, there's something else. There's another aura of magic that's rising up from the ground as well, eeping through the floorboards as well to be a part of the actual like room. You can see it slowly eeping its way up. It's like a separate aura that you're picking up, and so it kind of like pulls your attention to it. It's hard to make out the shape because it seems to be amorphous, but it's definitely separate of the fog. Definitely like a denser magic than the fog. What do you say?
I'll point in its general direction. It's like, there's something coming over there.
He points towards something that nobody can see because this the radius of this
can't
fog
see
is
him.
30
Yeah, we can't see him pointing.
60-foot diameter fog in a 30-foot by 30-foot room. Nobody sees him pointing, but he does say there's something over there, and so because he says that, it kind of like makes
Can
sure
I
everybody's
minor
definitely
illusion,
looking.
actually?
No, it doesn't really help because nobody's gonna be able to see the illusion.
Even
Put
if
it
it's like
5
a
foot
bright
in front of
sun?
someone.
No, because they're heavily obscured.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
that's a hard maybe. Minor illusion's kind of weak. If it was a major illusion, that might be a different conversation. So, anyways, you say that gets enough to Bastion kind of like narrows his eyes and looks, and Bastion, you're pretty sure you see, and I know this sounds freaky, but within the fog itself, something vaporous moving within it. You're pretty sure you see something vaporous there. Do me a favor, roll me an intelligence check.
Do you
Oh,
mean
My
gaseous?
strong
Scott.
suit.
It's a foglet.
And by vaporous, I do mean gaseous.
And
in
you know
something
what?
Do
in
you
a
want to use a
gaseous-
witch sense?
I'm gonna use a Witcher's.
No, I'm
sense.
telling you, as something,
Oh.
as in something. So I should have let you burn that first. My B. So as in something in a gaseous form is using the guise of the fog to not generally be able to be seen, but you got a 15 to find something that's large sized. So I mean, you actually do see it.
Heck yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations! You see this creature in a gaseous kind of form, eeping up, and because of the size of it, it is in front of you as it does so. You can actually make your attack roll against this gaseous thing.
But-
Do we have disadvantage?
Well, oh, hold on. Okay.
Oh.
You do have disadvantage.
Fuck.
Oh,
Well, you do have disadvantage because one, it's not prone. Prone as a gaseous form, it has no up or down or anything, right? It just flies. And
Right.
then two, your light obscuring gives you disadvantage, and blinded gives you disadvantage. So you don't, unless you have a way to counter it.
You mean heavily obscured?
I
Gives us
can hear it.
Oh yeah, but I'm treating the first 5 feet as light, and then beyond that as heavy.
If you are treating it like that, then it doesn't have disadvantage.
Yeah, light obscured gives you disadvantage.
On wisdom, shit.
What?
To hit.
Oh,
It,
what?
it gives you so lightly obscured gives you disadvantage on like perception checks. Heavily obscured.
On attack
you-
rolls. Double
Yeah.
check. Double check that. I think you're
I
wrong.
can double check it in the PHP, but
No. You don't have the Never mind, I'll just pop up all these old things that he sent us. There we go.
Buddy.
But either way, you're getting disadvantage. But I have to ask you this, Bastion. Do you have any means to give yourself advantage on this attack? To counter that, so you can keep your 20 without me making you reroll.
faint.
I
Isn't
don't
that a
have
thing?
faint.
You are correct. Disadvantage on perception checks. You are correct. And then heavily is effectively blind. And what blinds does is
it gives you disadvantage on
automatically fail
everything.
anything required on sight. Disadvantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls against you have advantage.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
don't-
brutal.
I don't think I've got anything for or to counteract that.
Nothing that would give you advantage to counter the disadvantage you're about to roll, because I hate to see that natty 20 go to waste.
Literally, the only thing I could think of would be something to do with my ears, and I don't think that.
Doesn't give you advantage on anything.
Yeah.
You have to have an advantage to counter the disadvantage. No.
Yeah, I
no,
get
No
advantage.
Witcher abilities.
I get advantage on ability checks involving hearing. That's
Yeah.
and then combat superiority. I've got
But
rally.
the gaseous form wasn't making any sound, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Rip,
So
rip 20.
it's all over.
precise rally griffins. Nope. Sorry, sir. Sorry. Yep. Nope.
Rip.
Okay. So that
Do
just
I get a
goes.
second hit or?
What? Yeah, you prepared your action to be able to use your attack action now, so you have to make both your attacks with disadvantage. Sorry, I apologize. It just went
That
too
is okay.
quickly. So
I mean, he wouldn't have got that 20 anyway
Mm-hmm.
because disadvantage.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that first attack, the 10. How comfortable are you with that? Do you want to use any precise strikes or any Witcher senses on that one? Oh shit!
No.
I forgot to FaceTime my sister last night. My daughter. She was just texting me about it. My daughter literally asked me, like, I want to talk to my cousins, and I totally forgot.
Nice.
So,
Rip.
I'll
Bad
use
dad.
a superiority die for my second attack,
not for the first one.
not for the first one.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a wise boy right there.
Look at Bastion, all smirk now. Hey-oh!
Yeah, so a 20 definitely hits that creature. The 10 definitely misses that creature. Why don't you roll your damage, sir? So, fun fact: even though your silvered weapon normally would go through its resistance to damage, the fact that it's in gaseous form gives it resistance to non-magical attacks, which your silver does not count as for the sake of like this situation. However, your Yrden does that double piercing, which allows you to deal damage to it, full damage, not half damage. So you actually dealt your full 14 points of damage against this creature.
That's pretty hefty. 14. That's nice.
That's a nice blow right there.
Thunderbolt, baby.
That was your triggered action. So you actually hear him swinging. But everybody else that's over there that has prepared actions can't see a fucking thing. The fog is in there too much. However, you can hear where he's swinging at. You can hear where the sword's hitting the ground. If anybody would like, they're welcome to trigger their attacks with disadvantage. I will warn you, if you get a natty 1, there's a chance of hitting somebody else in the room. But everybody here is welcome to make their triggered to attacks with disadvantage. First, Neil, would you like to go?
I'm doing it.
Okay, you go first. Attack at disadvantage.
Believe in the dream. No natty ones, please. Wasn't a natty 1.
Okay, it wasn't a natty 1. How do you feel about that 11? Do you want to try to enhance it in any way?
I'm tempted to use a Witcher sense because I feel like it would give us a good amount of information. I can use one. How many have we got?
5, I believe.
You guys okay with that?
No, 4 actually, because you had 4, you got 2, you spent 2, so 4 is what's left. Check the
Maybe
chart.
save them for now.
Yeah, I was just
Oh,
considering
it says 5. I thought you guys used 2 this session. 1 missed. Yeah, so you have 4 left.
because it would give us some information on what its AC is. But I'll roll again. We'll see what I get because
Okay.
I could equally get that
I've
information.
got an idea, guys.
Okay, well, I can tell you that 19 hits.
Okay.
Can you fire twice with the crossbow in 1 round? I thought a crossbow
That's-
is one of those weapons that you can't.
That's a good question. It might be okay because it's a light weapon.
Double check that because I feel like.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because if it's got the loading property, then I can't.
Pretty
Unless
sure
you
it
get
does.
crossbow mastery or whatever.
Yeah. Unless you get that feat.
Yeah. As the loading property,
Which means that.
let me confirm, but I'm fairly certain it means that I can't. Because of the time required to load this weapon, you can only fire 1 piece of ammunition from it when you use an action, bonus action, or reaction to fire, regardless of any number of attacks you can normally make. So that doesn't exist.
Sorry, mate.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. So that's
No, that's fine. Yeah, I forgot.
You miss with the first attack. You don't get to make the second attack. So that's your turn. Because you can't like move up or anything right now because it's not your actual turn. All right, so you just miss. So that is going to bring us to your turn. Now, Messi, I know you'd be excited because you're like, oh, sweet, first round of combat. Usually this is amazing for me. Unfortunately, that first round of combat amazingness only applies if they haven't acted yet. He has. So you get to make your many attacks because you rolled a natty 20 on initiative. So 4 attacks, all of them with disadvantage.
4?
Mm-hmm.
How do I get 4?
First round of combat, you gain if you take the attack action, you gain an extra attack. Let me just make sure I'm doing this correctly. So, Dread Ambusher. If you take the attack action on that turn, meaning the first round of combat, you make 1 additional attack as part of that action.
Okay, yeah. I forgot on my first turn I get an extra hit. Okay.
Yep. And then because of the fact you rolled a natty 20 on initiative, you get to do that twice. That's
Sweet.
That's
So I'll
just the
get
rules, man.
4 hits, and are they sneak attack?
No,
No,
because you
because I
don't
have disadvantage.
Oh,
Yeah, I have
actually, it would be because it has a hostile person standing within 5 feet of him. Oh, nope.
Yeah, but
you
I
have
have
disadvantage, yeah.
So 4 disadvantage.
So many rules.
4 disadvantage Dread Ambusher. I'll put that in the chat so they can read it. 4 of those.
Okay.
So any ones that hit gets an extra 1d8.
Okay.
All right.
Well, so it's funny because the way Dread Ambusher works, it's the second attack. So it's going to go Dread Ambush, non-Dread, yes Dread, non-Dread, yes Dread. Go.
Okay, so non-Dread.
Disadvantage attack. It's a 15. Do you want to use a Witcher sense? Or are you happy with your 15?
No, I got 3 more tries.
You hit.
I do.
Yep. Roll your damage, sir.
Oh shit. 4. Nice.
So that's not a lot, but because remember, you know it's doing half. Do you get any extra, nothing extra for this whatsoever? No spells or anything up? Just double checking because it's their first time using your boyo in combat?
Yeah, I don't think I don't want to.
No. I want
There's the
was looking
subtext. Like if the
Oh,
additional attack that you make hits, you get an extra 1d8 damage of the weapon's damage type.
Yeah, that's for the second attack though.
Okay.
So
saying.
you hit, you only do the 4 points of damage, and unfortunately, your hunter's mark is not active yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Second attack.
How do I use that?
Hunter's
I
mark,
wonder-
bonus action,
No,
cast
no,
it on a creature that you can see within 90 feet.
Can I? And I can't see it.
Correct,
so
and it's also not your turn right now. Go ahead.
that's also true. Okay. So this one does have ambusher.
This is Dread Ambusher, so this would apply the extra D8. A 13. You know that a 10 misses. You know that a 15 hits. How you feeling about that 13? Do you want to take the chance?
I'll take the chance.
Okay. It's a miss.
Okay.
So 13
Wah,
misses,
wah.
15 hits. We don't know about 14 yet. It is your next attack, sir. It's a 19 definite hit. This is a non-ambusher. 5 points of damage. That becomes 2.
Great. Yeah. And then this does have dread.
Double 14.
Oh my god.
Do you want to roll the dice?
Do you want to take a definitive hit, or do you want to
Technically.
learn?
There is a 50-50 chance this will hit. Technically. Well, actually, no.
Do
It's
it
a
for
0-100,
science.
but for me, it's 50-50.
Don't do it for science. Get your DPS down, boy.
So you're gonna science it with no Witcher sense or definitive damage with Witcher sense. That's your choice.
How many Witcher senses do we have?
Four.
Yeah, do it.
It is nice to know your target. However, it is also nice to hit.
Shut up.
It's also nice to do half damage because non-magical resistance.
Oh, that's right. You didn't do half damage with those. You did full damage with those because the fucking Yurden is on there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I gotta take 5 more
Okay.
damage off of them.
So learn later. Deal full damage now.
Yeah, I guess I'll burn a Witcher sense.
Burn a
maybe.
Witcher sense. You can roll. Click the button. You automatically hit no matter what. Roll your damage for me, boyo. That's 7 points of damage, so it's a solid hit and an
What's
additional
this?
D8.
Wait, which? Oh, Dread. That's
Mhm.
really cool.
Should have fucking saved it.
Oh, damn.
Still 8 more points of damage. That's solid. That's a good.
Awesome.
That's a good start.
Woohoo, wonderful.
And then that brings us to Bran's turn.
Oh, you poor
Fuck
boy.
Brand's
The fog's
turn.
magical, right?
Bran, it is magical, but more important than that, Bran, you're the first person since the fog has filled the room to start your turn inside the fog. And since you started
Oh,
your turn
dear.
inside the fog, immediately you start seeing so many motions, so many movements. You see this creature, not one of them, 8 of them, 10 of them, coming and rushing throughout and attacking and doing
scaring.
these crazy thrashes and whatnot inside of there. Holy shit! Ah, fuck! It's coming at you. You try to dodge, but you can't get away from its claws, its teeth. It's more than just that. There's so many fucking horrors that exist inside this thing. There's nothing that you can do to get away from them either. Bren, you take psychic damage, 11.
What?
11 psychic damage.
Yeah, boys. Rip Brand. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
It's your turn, though. Go ahead.
Oh,
It is my turn.
Maybe you should cast counter spell.
I was literally about to
Dispel
ask
magic.
that.
Dispel magic. That's what it would be, wouldn't it?
Would be that? Hang on a bit. No, but I don't know. Scott, what would you say? Would a counter spell be able to do it? Because it's because it like me. I don't know.
I feel
It'll
like
have to
because
be
it's
throw
already been
magic.
cast, counter spell requires like you to see it.
Dispel is different from counterspell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can dispel the magic. You have to make a check for it and da-da-da.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to change the music. I always forget to change the music for combat music. Let's get some combat music up in this bitch.
Let me.
For this last, like, 10 seconds.
Naughty boy.
disappointing.
Sorry, just like spell stuff.
You wouldn't understand. It's spell stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to spell weave myself with dispel magic.
Okay, so this is going to be fun. So first thing you got to do is spell weave. Pop that into chat real quick. Just because I want to make sure we do this right, because I feel like before we did this wrong. So actually, I went in there and I didn't change any of the writing. Well, aside from like putting bolded print in there and clearly writing the rule for spellcasting ability check, so there's no confusion moving forward. So specifically what spell weaving says inside the book is, when casting a cantrip or a spell, you may alter the spell's appearance, damage type, or other small parameters, as opposed to creating a whole new spell whole cloth. You may even combine 2 cantrips or spells together to do like similar effects, so long as it doesn't duplicate a meta magic and it can't exceed the power of the existing spell slot. So you can't, like, you know what I mean? It's a DC 10 spellcasting check to do this. However, this doesn't say anything about being able to create a whole new spell or cast a spell outside of what you would normally be able to have as knowledge.
But Bran has counter spell, so you can
Yeah, I
adjust
picked up
the
counter
small
spell to
parameter.
start.
My apologies, then yes, absolutely, you would definitely be able to turn counterspell into dispel. Easy. The DC is only a 10, and the ability check is literally just a D20 plus charisma. So you just click your charisma button, and that's how it goes. I think before we were adding proficiency bonus, maybe we weren't.
Yeah.
But the ruling, I double checked, it does not.
Aw, that's a shame.
Apparently, Jeremy Crawford's response to that back in November 6th of 2016 was absolute garbage. He did not answer the question. It was like, I'm going to ask you a specific question. I'm going to give you a vague answer that doesn't answer anything. And other people are like, it's okay, community. We're going to pick up his slack on this one. So,
Right.
run me your charisma check, sir. Easily beat it. You correctly do so. Now, Dispel Magic. You don't have it, but I'm going to tell you what it does. If it's a spell of 3rd level or less, it immediately dispels the spell. Because you get to choose
This has
one
got to be
ability.
more than 3rd level, though. It's a 60-foot area of fog.
So you're not. If you're triggering against his gaseous form, no problem. You got this, boy. However, if you're going against the fog, that's a different one, and you're going to have to roll me another D20 plus charisma check.
Doing it.
Oh.
Boom.
Yeah!
Now, the DC is not a low one. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's not a low one. Are you happy with your 18, or do you want to use a Witcher Sense, knowing what that fog does? Heavily
think-
obscuring,
think Witcher
and
Sense.
opening your turn doing that damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we
Witcher Sense all the way.
Okay, so you guys
Boom.
have
Hey.
24.
2 Witcher Senses left. 24. You fucking succeeded.
What was the
Fucking
DC
succeeded.
though?
Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
I would like.
Yeah, don't tell us
Don't
that. Don't make it bittersweet.
Don't tell us
Don't worry
that.
about it.
I want to feel bad.
So holy shit, that's amazing. I'm gonna tell you guys something. This ability, for the minute that this fog lasts, as long as he's able to maintain concentration on it, which so far nobody's done any damage where he can't just make the concentration save very easily. While it lasts, any creature that starts their turn in the area takes 3d6 psychic damage. Any creature that ends their turn in the area, so start and end of your turn, DC 14 dexterity saving throw or take 4d6 slashing damage.
Oh my god.
That's a
Jesus
one shot, dude.
Christ.
We could have died.
Literally,
I
if
would have
you
been
did
dead
not
in
do
one
this,
turn.
now you want to make bittersweet? Roll me your dex save just for fun. Answer my question.
I kind of want to roll one too, but
No, but it only would have applied to him right now. You would have failed your save. Hold on,
Oh
let
my
me roll
God.
this.
I've died in one turn.
Let me
Holy
roll this.
shit.
Let me roll this.
4d6 for the slashing.
Oh,
6.
that did not. What the hell was that? That was weird. All right, let's try this again.
6. I would have been fine.
How much health did you have left? 16 health you had left.
I would have lived.
You would have been standing for now.
I would have popped a source weakness at that point. It's like, oh fuck.
But at the start of your next turn, assuming nobody was able to break it, at the start of your next
roll
turn,
that. Roll that
3d6.
damage.
What, the 3d6? Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Let's see if you
Assuming
beat
nobody was
Sid.
able to break it,
We're just gonna see how quickly we can kill Bran now.
you literally would have dropped. Like
You're
you
dead.
would not have had a turn
Nah.
next turn. So I just want to say that whoever's idea that was just now, the fact that you pull off those rolls, it was brilliant.
That was my thinking as well. Like I picked up Counterspell because like that seems like a good idea. And like
was
next time I'm gonna pick up Dispel Magic so I can just like.
That could have been so bad. Daelric, you
It
were
was-
so lucky that worked out. You were so lucky.
No, that is fucking brilliant. That was so smart. So the fog immediately drops, revealing this one left behind misty form that's there, and you have Bastion fighting against it. You have an arrow sticking out of it, so on and so forth. But with that scene, we're gonna end the stream for today. People have to go do things, so I'm gonna say stick around for everybody saying who they are, what they're doing. About 2 minutes after we pull this to an end, I'm actually gonna pull back up. I'm gonna play Darkest Dungeon for like about an hour, and then as soon as my boy Ollie goes live in about an hour, where Neil's gonna be over there in a second, I'll be hosting for him. So I'm gonna be going live for about an hour, playing some Darkest Dungeon. So everybody say who you are, how we can find you, and then I'll let you go. Let's start with you, savior of the day, with your fucking spell weaving and your dispel magic. Who are you, sir? And
Who are
why do
you?
we care?
Hi, my name is Rick. You can find me on youtube.com/derpdigital, twitch.tv/derpdigital, twitter.com/derpdigital. I'm in the middle of like organizing a move right now, so it's gonna take a couple of weeks before I can really get back to like doing stuff. But once I'm fully settled in there, I'm gonna be back making videos and stuff. I even streamed last Saturday because I happened to be invited somewhere. Like, cool, I'll stream. It's like good opportunity to get back into the swing of things a bit. So things are gonna be happening again at some point.
Awesome.
Just not now.
Just not right now. Awesome. Good for you. And Dunce, who are you? How can we find you?
Hey, I'm Dumb Space. Just like anything you want to find me on, just like type in dumb space, and there I am. That's
Will
pretty
you,
much
will
it.
you rock us like a hurricane?
Yeah.
All right.
There I am.
And he'll get his rocks off at the same time.
Hell yeah.
And Messi, who are you? How can we find you?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Name's Messi.
Hi, Messi.
So I'm not really doing much right now. I feel like I got a lot of work on me, but I am starting a new YouTube series, which is going to be fun. I decided on YouTube that, and this was a big announcement for me, I have elected to completely stop doing Let's Plays on YouTube.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
completely done with YouTube Let's Plays. It's all going to be on Twitch now if it's a Let's Play.
Okay.
And my YouTube's going to be transitioning to something different. And I'm working on a new video, and it's taken me a few days just to film it. And I edited it. Took me a couple days to do that. Showed it to a couple people last night. They both really liked it. They had a few notes on it, so I'm improving it. It's going to get real good. It's probably going to come out like this weekend or early next week, and it's going to be real fun for me. So make sure you check that out. Follow me, youtube.com/messycat.
Perfect. And Neil, I know you're just going to talk about what's about to happen in 2 seconds.
I am.
Or I should say in 53 minutes.
You can find me at Naghai on Twitter or in Discord. I am streaming here, and slightly later, as Scott said, you can find me on twitch.tv/Olliran, where we will be going live with Yavaskir, Mother's Love, with some old people back and some new people back, returning to the story of Vale and Gilwyn. And may I remind you all that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Except when you have Dispel Magic.
All right. I'm Daelric. You can find me here. You've already found me. You can find me on my Lost Initiative channel. You can find me on YouTube and, all those things. Listen, I'm going to go live in just a couple of minutes with some Darkest Dungeon before, for about an hour, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Find us there. But we have to remember, Bryn, if you had a bonus action, you haven't spent that yet. You might need to do that at the beginning of next, when we come back next stream. But we'll see you in a week when we resolve that. See everybody shortly. Bye!
Forget that.
Bye! All right. I'm going to let you go. Bye-bye.